I miss running the ropes because that's when I would get into the gym in the morning. How I would warm up when I was typically weight training is I would go run the ropes. And once I really got going and I hit them, I'd get that mid-thoracic adjustment that I don't know how to get any other way.
Not a chiropractor in the world can make that happen.
No, they can't. No, I go to chiropractor and they'll be like, you got to really get in there. I'll go like that. And then I hit the ropes.
That was the worst. Always coming back from injuries or whatnot was the first time you have to hit ropes. This is because
now, did it change in the business where, because I feel like when Hogan hit the ropes, he would always hit it on his side.
People hit it differently.
Okay.
Yeah, some people hit it differently.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna rag on. I mean, Hogan's work was not his.
No,
it was not his forte.
Well, he was
his promo and his
he was
image.
an attraction.
Yeah. But the ones that, it's just. I think it's a personal preference and how hard you want to hit them. Some people like Braun Breaker right now, man. Wow. That dude, I can't even keep up with him. Like he's like a blur going across. He's so athletic and so fast.
It looks sometimes like they doctored the footage.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how he generates so much speed.
On live TV, he's moving that fast.
Yeah, but you do start to appreciate something like when Bret Hart would hit the ropes or hit the
turnbuckle
chest first.
Yes.
How,
dude? He would always ask me. I mean, he would launch me, because it helped him generate the speed and the power. Sure. And I don't know how, man, he took that thing right in the chest. Oh. And I was just like, but man, he was always good with it. Mm-hmm. So, but so those like the little thing. And when I try and teach people or I'm working with somebody, it's those little things like that though. Mm-hmm. How hard you hit a turnbuckle, how hard you hit the ropes that capture people's attention.
Yep.
Or will turn somebody off from you, because if you hit real gingerly, it's like you just.
That's what I see more than anything is when guys hit the ropes, and I go back to like if those ropes don't bend. Like there was times where you hit the ropes and I thought you were going to hit the people in the front row.
Yeah.
And I hit them hard.
Yeah, and that's where like when you hit them like that though, boy, you're really. Like, I can really believe you're coming off those things and it's launching you across the ring to, dive and hit somebody or clothesline somebody or whatever. When you hit the ropes and they don't even move.
Yeah.
Why did you even hit the ropes?
Right. You know what I mean? No, because I guess the idea is you're trying to generate power, more speed.
But if you're not even moving them when you hit them, why would you even hit them?
You're just running the wrong direction. That's all you're doing.
That's all you do is just waste time and energy.
I'm going to slip off into a tangent if we don't move into it. I'm going to have heat with everybody again.
No, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like when you're teaching people, I mean, just be able to do that because from a fan's perspective, I've never hit the ropes, but I'm like, as a fan's perspective,
to this day, you've never hit them?
No.
Come on, man.
No. Badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
I told him one time, I was like, hey man, I want to come down to Florida and just get in the ring and you show me some stuff. He goes, you get in the ring, you last 10 minutes running the ropes. He said, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
That's all he said. He goes, you got to go 10 minutes running the ropes.
While we're on the subject of teaching people, I was chatting with Cody before coming on the podcast, and he said to tell you that at the Nightmare Factory, they show their students a clip of you in Vienna to teach them how to work the apron.
Yeah, there's a clip.
Have you seen this clip?
I have not.
Holy shit.
It's so back then. So you think okay, so there's two parts to that. There's one, you think you're in a house show in Vienna.
Yeah.
And you're not you just forget that there's cell phones and everything's going to make its way some way or another. Yeah. So obviously in the States on TV, I would never work this way, but I'm in the ring and I have an opportunity to teach and work with the young guys. And I guess Cody might have been one of the young guys.
Cody was in the match. It was Cody, Randy, and DiBiase.
Yeah. So you use those moments for, like, that's how I taught when I was still working. I mean, you can talk to somebody till you're blue in the face, but unless they experience it or see it, they don't sometimes, you perceive things differently than whatever it is my thought was, right? So we're working to a hot tag, and we've had a long heat, and it's almost time for me to. I've been out, and it's time for me to get that hot tag, right? And they've got close. He's gotten close a couple of times to giving me that tag, and it looks like me taking like the whole bucket of First Form Ignition and just eating it. And
I have seen this video, and you go up and down the apron,
and probably about 8 lines of something else.
Yes,
and
I have seen
then
this.
the big thing, and it was funny because one of our security guys, it was like his spot to put the bottle of water on the top step with the lid off. Right, that was his spot. So he was like, he'd look at me, and I'd give him the Iggy, like get the bottle of water ready. So I'm storming back and forth. Then the water, right, and the water's spraying everybody, and no one ever sees me like that. So they're losing their mind, like, what the hell does this got into Undertaker? But that's just me teaching and trying to, like, this is important, and it's the little things. Like, I'm not doing anything, but I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
I'm making this tag that he's just sold. I'm making it mean something. And when I get in, this energy that I'm using here is the way you need to feed my comeback to make it keep rolling on. So, but yeah, it does. It looks like a
tremendous YouTube clip. Just tremendous.
I saw it recently, and I was like, crap. Like, what the hell? What kind of pre-workout is Taker using? Well, it's First Form Ignition.
First Form Ignition. Get it in the link in our description.
But yeah, that's the only time I ever got. I really got to, like, I would kind of get out of, not lose the character, but I would get out of character so I could
it's
let
definitely
people,
not in character.
No, to let people experience what it is to do certain things. But yeah.
Would you take those house shows, and would you try to do, especially if you were working with somebody young? And I mean, speaking of the guys that were in the ring that night, I mean, especially you said Cody and DiBiase Jr. was in there, especially those two guys kind of coming up at that point. Did you try to make a point to try to teach?
Oh yeah.
During those house shows, especially.
Absolutely, 100%. That's the only time that those guys are going to get those kind of opportunities. There's no pressure on them whatsoever. The houses are sold out. They're non-televised. It doesn't matter, if you screw up, you screw up or you try something. Ain't nobody is going to know but who saw it, right?
Yeah.
And then we can dissect it when we get back to the back. But it's the ability to be able to get in the ring, and that was at that point there just wasn't enough guys left with experience that could do it. I mean, I was one of the few left that could actually have a match and then try and teach at the same time, because everybody else was. They were coming up, and that's what they had to focus on.
But I mean, how many times do you think a wrestler found their hook or found the thing that resonated with the crowd at a house show because they had this longer form match to play with?
Oh, it's so important.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where, and I think it's probably different now, but that's where you throw things against the wall and see what's. I mean, there's so much stuff that I tried that was like, that fell flat. But at least I tried it, and there was no damage done. The house shows that's the most valuable point. And a lot of times I would work with guys, especially on the long Europe tours, and we do 14, 17 days. And most of those days, you'd have the same card, right? You're working with the same guys.
Yeah.
And guys about the third day come in and say, hey, we're going to do the same thing? No, we're doing something completely different.
Okay.
Well, that was working. I said, yeah, it worked fine. Let's do something different.
We know that will work.
We know that
we can
will
always
work,
go back to that.
But let's work on something else. And then after a while, they were like, oh, okay.
You got MF'd so many times when they walked away.
Oh, no, yeah, no doubt.
Oh, man.
No doubt.
Oh, man.
No doubt, right? No, I got a lot of MFs, I'm sure.